from Ferrari. Daniel, let's start with you. Here we are, 20 years on from the Grand Prix, moving across from Adelaide to Melbourne. Tell us about what a buzz it is for you to showcase your sport once a year here, and what it means for the fans in Australia.
It's exciting, definitely exciting to be racing again in general, but to come here, well, pardon me, it's emotional. Jeez, yeah, it's cool. You know, every year that I've been here now, there's still an awesome buzz. It's something that will definitely never get old till we keep coming here until I'm racing. So yeah, Melbourne's great, especially when the sun shines, but everyone's super enthusiastic about the race here, and there's always cars on track. Woken up this morning by the two-seater, so yeah, it's they really fill up the schedule, and it's good. I think the fans definitely get their money's worth.
Your long-run performance in particular looked strong during the tests in Barcelona. Do you feel you'll be able to compete more perhaps in the race than in qualifying?
You know, the short runs are going to be a little bit more. I think qualifying we're probably not going to be as strong, but long runs we should be good. Yeah, let's see what happens. I don't know. Time will tell. I've been answering these questions all week, and you can't really answer them at the end of the day. You know, Sunday everyone will see where the real pace is, including us. Okay,
let's turn to Esteban. Welcome back. 38 Grand Prix contested in your two previous seasons in Formula 1. You were in the points for Sauber back in 2013. How has your period as a Ferrari reserve driver made you a stronger competitor?
Well, it was very interesting with this guy in front of me. I think in general as an experience it helped me a lot in my career to be able to observe perspective, and obviously getting very, very hungry to get back racing, and finally reaching this moment, starting what I really love most, to be racing, to be in a race it.
How's the build-up to the first race gone for Haas, and what are the biggest challenges with the start-up team for this sport?
I think the biggest challenge is to really integrate ourselves as a team, because the flow of everything is new, so there's a lot of procedures that need to be defined. We were, I think it was Barcelona as a test was a great experience for the team, a lot of character building. We had some difficult moments, some of the good ones, and all in all is where we need to focus to be efficient and very dynamic for the development of the following races.
Okay, thank you for that. Rio, coming to you. Indonesia, one of 3 rookies in the field this season, the first Formula 1 driver, though, more importantly, from Indonesia. So let's start with that. What's the response been like, and how does it feel to be a pioneer?
Yeah, it's been a tremendous sports back home. Obviously, to be able to compete in Formula 1 is a very great thing, and I'm very Indonesian are proud to have me in Formula 1.
You've won races in GP2 and GP3 during your apprenticeship for this opportunity. What are your expectations for this season with Manor?
Well, I'm new to Formula 1, so it's a lot of things to learn, and yeah, my expectation is try to learn as quick as possible and try to build a good relationship with the team, and we'll see how it goes in the race.
Five years old, GP2 champion, of course, in 2014. You've also waited a few years for this opportunity. What's the best thing about now becoming a Formula 1 driver?
Well, racing. It was a bit frustrating last year having a year on the sidelines after GP2, but I learned a lot, and it makes it sweeter to be here racing again. So yeah, I was out here last year seeing what Melbourne's all about. Did the track walk, was ready to go, but of course as a reserve driver you rarely get the chance. So yeah, looking forward to getting behind the wheel for at least an FP2 and an FP3 as well this time.
Well, it was Lotus last season. The team's now become Renault. What should we expect from you and this team this season?
Well, it's difficult to say at the moment. Obviously, taking over from Lotus, there was a lot of difficulties over the winter. Everything was a little bit late, so the expectations are pretty low. And this year is just about building a foundation. So I think we need to build a solid base, and then I think the team's got a lot of potential to move forward in the next few years.
Okay, thanks for that. So let's turn to the world champion, Lewis Hamilton, two-time Australian Grand Prix winner, four-time pole sitter here in Albert Park, Melbourne. Lewis, you said recently there's still more to come from you this season. What are you looking for?
I don't remember saying that, but okay.
Let's presume you did.
Cool. That's good. I hope there is. I don't know. I think you're always searching for perfection, always learning, always growing, both inside and outside of the sport. So, I'm just looking forward to that journey. I don't know what's to come. I don't know what or when I'm going to be growing or more. I guess that's the same for every single one of us. So that's what I'm excited about.
When you say perfection, what do you mean exactly?
Well, you're always looking for that perfect lap. You're you go out because it can always be raced.
There are quite a few more variables this year due to the particular. Do you think that's something that could actually play to your strengths, given that you guys are all going to be much more on your own now? Is that something that you think could work for you?
We're all in the same boat, so some of us will handle it better than others. I don't particularly see there being much of a problem, but is it good? I don't really know, but we'll manage it the best way we can.
Okay. We've heard from the champion. Let's hear from one of his main challengers, Sebastian Vettel, 2011 Australian Grand Prix winner, of course, three-time pole sitter here. Sebastian, you know what it takes to win in Formula One. Do you and Ferrari have enough to trouble Lewis and Mercedes this year?
I think we have. The question is whether we are ready in time, but I think we are on a good track. We are making progress. We did so last year. I think we did a step over winter, and as I said, whether it's big enough or not, I think we need to wait the first couple of races and see. But for sure, our target is to turn things around. But going in to this season, I don't think it's a surprise when I say that Mercedes is still the favorite. But as I said, we try to become the favourites in the future.
It's not hard to see where the problem has been. Qualifying has been Ferrari's weakness in recent times when fighting you and Red Bull in those days, and more recently Mercedes. Only 5 poles in the last 6 seasons. Seems astonishing, really. So has the team put any particular focus on qualifying pace and unlocking that qualifying pace with the car to give you the tools you need to fight on Sunday?
Usually qualifying pace is all about raw pace, so I think by trying to make our package quicker, make our car quicker, our engine stronger, we enhance our chances also in qualifying to do well. So I don't think there's a big secret behind. Usually in qualifying, as I said, it's all about the raw performance of the car, and we know that we are still a little bit behind. We have been last year. Obviously we, as I said, try to be a lot closer this year. How close, I don't know. I don't have an answer yet, but yeah, we have a plan. We know what we want to do. We know where we want to go. So bit by bit, I hope we improve, and we'll be in a better position very soon with more pole positions under our belt.
Okay, thank you for that. Let's throw it open to the floor. Who's got the first question, please? And remember to give us your name and your publication when you ask a question. Thank you. Who's got the first one? Yep.
Abhishek Takle from Midday. Question to Lewis. Prefer to do some more performance running to sort of feel the ultimate limit of the car?
Definitely. Of course, the performance runs are always the most fun. The long runs are kind of long and less exciting, but we did what we had to do. And I guess we went into the testing with a goal of achieving 800 kilometers a day. We didn't actually think we were going to do it. So perhaps in hindsight we would have shifted our running, but at the end of the day it suited us perfectly. So.
Okay, thank you. Next one, please. Name and publication, please.
Flavio Anetti, Corriere della Sera. To Sebastian, can you describe which could be the point of strength of the new car in the season, and would be a surprise if you are not so close as you expect to the Mercedes?
Well, we've worked very hard. Obviously, the project of this year's car started very early, so I think it is definitely yeah, big improvement, big step forward overall. Obviously, from the outside, it's easy to see the main differences, but I think especially on the inside, I think we've done a very, very nice job. First of all, quicker from the start, and also have yeah, more chance of improving throughout the year. So that's good news. Whether it's good news right from the start, I don't know. As I said earlier, I don't know yet. We hope so, but we know that our challenge is very, very big. We know that Mercedes, obviously, in the last 2 years, built a very, very strong and solid platform for the whole package. With a worse car than you had before, so we know the bar is high, but we're pushing very hard.
Okay, next one, please.
John McAvoy, Daily Mail. Lewis, I was wondering, after we saw the video of you riding a bike and filming as you were going along, whether you feel you have any responsibility to, as an example to others, not to do that, or maybe not.
Particularly, no. I don't really have much of an answer for you, unfortunately.
I was just wondering though if you think you know, you've always said that you were an example to you know, young dude. Thought in light of that this is where you should show an example.
Once again, I don't really have much of an answer for you, so.
Next question.
Okay.
Gentleman over there.
Lennart Wemke, Bild. Sepp, why and when did you decide you name your...
First of all, so I think Margarita. So I think I think if you look up the first thing that comes up is that it's a name, not a pizza. So.
Why Margarita then?
Various reasons.
It's pizza.
No, because it's a drink.
Next question.
No, because it's we like the name. Every year we get a car name. Last year was Eva, this year Margarita, so we're happy with that.
Okay, next one.
Johnson from the Telegraph. Lots been made and people getting quite excited about the prospect of you versus Lewis for the title, and quite different style and different characters. Lewis obviously has his style and uses Snapchat, and maybe describe how what your style is, and does, you know, looking at any of that ever tempt you to get on Snapchat or Twitter or Instagram, any of that?
Well, up to now I haven't understood all the modern technologies fully, so I'm sure he can give me some classes, but yeah, I'm not that interested. So I think everyone picks his style and the things they like. I think you know, in the end we're all different, so some people like pizza with you know, just plain, like margarita, and some people like, you know, a lot of stuff on top of it. So yeah, I think that's a good summary.
Last question was posed by Daniel Johnson from the Telegraph. Please. Next question.
Next one.
I'm a margarita guy.
Gentleman with a black shirt. Yep.
Okay. Alex Popov, Match TV. As for Lewis, but a little bit more racing question. It's about a tire allocation, because you never used the super soft in Barcelona, and mostly of Barcelona testing, you and Nico was on medium, and here your personal allocation is just one set of medium, and again it's Pirelli who chose it for the race. And then for super soft you never try in. Tomorrow it's a rain forecast, so for the race it will be okay, you think?
I think you'll be okay. You're right, we didn't use the super soft, and once again, I think once we realised how much mileage we've done, perhaps in hindsight we may have changed it. Who knows? But we'll face it as we always do. I don't believe they've changed a huge amount with the tyre, so I don't think it's going to be a big issue for us.
Okay, next one.
John McAvoy, Daily Mail. Lewis, are you using a BlackBerry or an iPhone?
Both.
Okay, next one.
Friend of yours, huh? Big fan.
Yeah.
Dan Jones has come out and said he'd like to see you at Ferrari next year, obviously out of contract this year. Does that become a distraction at all for you, and how do you ensure that it doesn't affect your driving? And bat away these questions during the season. And would you like to be teammates again?
No, I heard AJ say or I heard some comments yesterday, and got asked this question, but yeah, I mean last year it was asked as well, so I really can't I don't have much more to say on it. I mean it's still very early in the season, and to give you a boring answer, but an honest answer, is that I'm just completely focused on this year now and with Red Bull, and yeah, that's where it stands. So not exactly our contract either. So yeah, it's we won't. Yeah. Don't get
again.
Like so.
my teammates, so I don't know. We'll think of something, hey.
I can offer you margarita.
Anyway,
what about your half of it? Would you like to be teammates with him again?
I don't mind Daniel. We never had issues. So I think obviously the year we had together was very good for him, not so good for me. But I think that's one thing that happens on the track, but outside the track, which I think is more important when you talk about your teammate, whether you get along or not. We never had. At least I don't remember. It's a bit weird when he gets changed, but other than that,
yeah.
No.
I walk around in my underwear a lot, so I don't know. Get comfortable with that. But this question's gone pear-shaped, hasn't it?
Sorry.
Next question.
Should we move on? Should we move on? Next one. Any more?
Abhishek Takle from Midday. Question to the front row. Everyone says in testing, it's just testing. We don't know where we stand. We don't know anything. But given the sort of the simulation and data analysis tools you have these days at your disposal,
Well, don't start with that one then, Daniel.
Yeah. So sorry.
Do you have a reasonable idea?
You're still thinking about yourself.
Where we like from testing? Can we?
Yeah, but with all the simulations and the models crunching everyone's lap times and looking at how accurate the picture, are you able to get where you think you are in the pecking order?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you get an idea. You definitely get an idea. I mean, I know I've driven, I guess, a few years now in F1, and I know what a good car feels like. So, at least with us, I know, at least from testing, I can take out that our chassis is pretty good. Then it's what's still an unknown is, what Seb and Lewis saying. Are they helping out their car, saying this chassis is a lot better than last year as well? So, I still expect them to be the front runners for our Mercedes to start the season, but me knowing what I know from previous years, I think we've started off with a good chassis, and as we've done in the past, we can keep improving that. So if we can improve that along with the power unit this year, then by probably the second half of the year, we should be able to maybe challenge them. But again, it's still really guesswork. It's not like numbers. It's not like they all add up to a victory at the end of the day. It's a little bit inconclusive until we get going. Probably first 4 or 5 races.
Sebastian?
It's probably a bit more accurate than that. I think Mercedes are the favorite going in. They seem to be very reliable, but also very quick in Barcelona. I think we are closer than last year, especially I think in the race. Then I think Toro Rosso has made a massive step. They had a very strong car last year, but probably with the Ferrari engine this year, they will be quite a bit stronger. Daniel touched on himself, and you touched on some of you touched on his long run pace. They looked very strong for race. I think Esteban and the Team Haas could surprise, and yeah, the others it's a bit unknown, I would say.
Lewis, do you
I agree with what they've said. I mean, I think this year the whole pack looks like it's a little bit closer, but I think they've got something up their sleeve personally this weekend. Ferraris, I think they're going to be a lot closer than they took it. Just arriving kind of on the low, but going to deliver high.
Do you welcome that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Any more?
Chris Lyons, AP. Question for the back row. Do you have, how soon do you think are points achievable for you this year, and how soon do you think you might be in a position to challenge for points?
Esteban, you've scored some points. What do you think?
Well, it's very ambitious as a new team to arrive and put as a target to score points, but we will work very hard to achieve it. That's definitely the way we want to go. I think initially it is very important to keep our feet on the ground, make sure that we run smoothly during the weekend, and if we accomplish that this weekend, we can get out with a very happy mood. Obviously, we have everything to gain, so achieving the points would be something extraordinary.
Julian, I guess points are going to be a goal.
Yeah, I think for us it's definitely a goal to be in the points at some point in the season. I think if we can start off with a solid base this weekend, then I think we've got good potential to improve over the course of the season. So definitely, yeah, we hope to be in the points.
And Rio, it looks like points from last year to this year. Is that giving the team confidence that they'll be in the points, Rick?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's much better package what we have compared to last year, and yeah, that's the goal is to score points. We don't know when, but yeah, we'll try our best shot every race, as the race will be long, and let's see what we can do.
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Good luck this weekend. Full transcript of the press conference